Hello there, my friend. I trust you are ready for today's enlightening little chat about Python input handling. Python is such an incredible language when it comes to making your programs interactive and responsive to user input or data streams. It's like the voice your program hears what you and it say to it. So, let's dive in. Imagine you are creating a simple program where your friend tells you directions to find their lost pet, and based on these directions, your program helps find the pet and returns. Pretty cool, right? That's where input comes in handy. In Python, we can collect those directions using input, a straightforward yet powerful function that waits for the user input and then stores it as a string. To keep our example interactive, let's begin with asking our friend for the direction to find the pet. We can say, "Could you tell us the first direction, please?" We'd write this in Python as Python first_direction is equal to input. This code prompts our friend with the question, awaiting their input. It's that simple. Now, remember, it's crucial to understand the nature of the input we're handling. In our case, directions as strings because directions can be varied and descriptive. But what happens if our friend is feeling a little adventurous and inputs an integer value or something other than a string? If we are not careful, this could lead to some errors in our program. That's why Python provides the type function, allowing us to check the type of the input. So, we can confidently handle different types of input and provide appropriate responses. Python if type is equal to str, print else, print but hold on. Not everyone is our friend, and sometimes they might enter something unexpected, like a symbol or special character. Remember how we discussed handling different types of input? It's essential, not just for user directions, but for various real-world applications where you interact with data of varying types. If Python encounters a value it cannot convert to an integer, it'll raise a value error. We can handle such errors with a pleasant try except clause to ensure our program doesn't crash unexpectedly. See, it's like we're giving Python a little shield to protect it against errors. Python try direction_score is equal to int print except value error, print. We also need to consider when input stops our program. Imagine if we used an infinite loop that kept asking directions, but it became a nightmare for our friend. That's why we often use while or for loops to repeat our questions until we get a satisfactory answer or we run out of questions. However, a better approach would be using a break statement once we've got the directions or we exhausted our own set of questions. This would make our friend feel at ease and ensure we don't overstep our boundaries. But input handling goes deeper than just what our friend says at the moment. We also consider what our friend didn't say, but our program needs to handle. As you've noticed, Python is sensitive to trailing characters like a new line character, and when we press enter. And when input is not what we expect, we can use special characters, like Ctrl+D on Unix Linux terminals, to gracefully handle end-of-file scenarios without hanging around indefinitely. Python try first_direction is equal to input hash. We loop until we get a direction or run out of questions while first_direction.lower is equal to help. If first_direction.lower is equal to Ctrl+D break hash further processing for the first direction except EOF error. Print handling keyboard interrupts is just as crucial, especially when dealing with lengthy programs. Python has mechanisms to gracefully handle such interruptions with try except constructs. When it comes to real-time applications, time becomes significant here. Python's time module allows us to manage timed input, essential when dealing with time-sensitive events or automation tasks. Python import time try, start_time is equal to time.time while true, hash some real-time input handling here if time.time, start_time time_limit, print break except. Keyboard interrupt, print in more professional applications. We also consider input as coming from files or network, not just the keyboard. Python's open, urlopen, and socket modules provide standard methods to handle these. Also, a good program is always prepared to deal with situations when it gets unexpected or large inputs, which is common in the real world. Python with open as file, first_direction is equal to file.readline.strip. As if that's not enough, sometimes input comes in the form of data packets, which can be interleaved or interspersed. In such cases, Python provides a beautiful module called itertools to process each input. It's essential to note that when dealing with network input, we frequently interact with remote users, and their inputs can be unpredictable. Python's requests module makes HTTP calls convenient, and with modules like Jusso, we can parse responses quickly and efficiently to extract information. When handling network requests, we must be mindful of rate limiting, which could affect the efficiency of getting data. Python's sleep function is handy for implementing pause or wait in such situations. Now that we are done, I'm curious if you want to embark on your own input handling journey in Python. I'd love to see how you handle inputs, especially dealing with different conditions and errors that could occur. So, visit neeraj.qzz.io and subscribe to TechLab. It's a treasure trove full of exciting Python topics that will keep you engaged and ready for the world of Python programming. Happy input handling!